I was walking in the woods when I heard the sounds of growling and yelping dogs, the sounds those animals make when man is using them to hunt another animal that he or they will kill upon finding. A rabbit passed me and fell. He had run as far as his body would take him, and he lay on the ground, a furry bundle of shivering fear. His only defense now was a closing of his senses. His ears were folded down to shut out the sounds of the dogs. His eyes were shut with the futile hope that if he could not see his enemies, they could not see him. Even his nose was admitting no sense, only air sufficient to pump life into his shaking body. I was very glad I got to him before the dogs. I reached down and lifted him very gently. His entire body was so prepared for the touch of death that he did not feel my touch of life. I carried him the mile or so to my home beyond the woods. He remained quivering and closed, as though he was still on the ground. I walked to the meadow that surrounds my house and placed him upon the soft, green grass. "Now," I said, "you can stop shivering. You are safe. There is nothing here that wants to hurt you. Lift up your ears and listen, my little friend. Listen, and you will hear the safe, calm sounds of the meadow, the crickets chirping, the rustling maple leaves, the birds calling. Listen." But he did not hear. His ears were folded down in his head. He could still hear the barking dogs. Open your senses, little rabbit, before you die from the fear of dying. Reach out and feel the soft green grass underneath your feet. Sniff the air. You will smell no hunters or dogs here, only the sweet smell of daisies and clover. Take a whiff. The calm air will tell you that you are safe. Still, he crouched and shivered as he had in the woods. Open your eyes and see for yourself that you are not in the dark woods, but on a bright, sunlit field. Please open your eyes and look. But he did not sniff or look. I had removed the cause of his fear, but I did not know how to remove the fear itself. I looked up, hoping to find an answer from a source above my head. The bright warmth of the sun calmed me. I looked at my sad little friend. The sun was shining on him too, and it was warming his cold shivers of fear. His body began to relax. His nose took a few test sniffs, and the sense of the warm meadow filled his head. He lifted his ears and heard a bumblebee humming to a flower. Immediately his eyes opened, as if to make sure of where he was. He looked at the meadow for a long time. I think I saw him smile. "You're invited to live here for as long as you like," I said softly. He looked into my eyes for a full minute. It was the nicest thank you I had ever received. He turned, and with a few flicks of his powder-puffed tail, he had reached the high grass. "You are welcome, little rabbit," I called to him. "You are very welcome."